the Bahamas.
Well, Alonzo Edward, second in the World Championships in 2009 to Usain Bolt.
This is Adrian, well,
Ian
this
Carr
is Adrian Carr.
from the Bahamas. And here is Lyles. Here is the man of the moment, 1931 man.
That was Ian Carr. Adrian Carr is in 1. This is Noah Lyles in 7.
Went to T.C. Williams High School in Virginia. Now part of Pure Athletics. His coach Lance Brauman told me yesterday that he's ahead of schedule compared to last year's training. Ran 19.31 to win the World Champs last year in Eugene.
Obviously ready for this. This is Zarnel Hughes, very tall fella, coming out of 6.
European champion at 200 last year. Olympic finalist in the 100 in 2021.
Brendon Rodney is on his inside in lane 5.
Canadian gold medalist on the 4x1 last year. Trains at Sprint Tech with Maurice Wilson. Lecturer there as well.
Rasheed Dwyer will come up on your screen now. He's in lane 4.
Commonwealth champion in 2014. Silver in the Pan Am 2015. Olympic finalist at 200 in 2021 in Tokyo.
This is Eric Harrison Jr. from Trinidad and Tobago.
2 bronze medals in the World Juniors for the United States 2018. Runs for his family's home country, Trinidad and Tobago now.
Alonzo Edward is in lane 2, represents Adidas.
Wow, the Panamanian, second to Bolt in the World Champs in 2009 in Berlin. Still going 14 years later.
And in lane 1, Adrian Carr, representing Motorcade Track Club.
One Class 3 200 for Kingston College, runs for the Motorcade Track Club. His coach, a former KC athlete, and here has made progress this season, but missed champs because of injury. Final
event of the 5th staging of the Racers Grand Prix here at the National Stadium. Adrian Carr in 1, Alonzo Edward in 2, Eric Harrison Jr. in 3, Rasheed Dwyer in 4. There's Rasheed. Brendan Rodney in 5, Zarnel Hughes in 6, Noah Lyles is in 7, and Ian Carr is in 8. That's Noah Lyles on your screen. And here once again is the outstanding Spencer Darlington.
So the final event on the program, the men's 200 meters, all eyes on Noah Lyles, the reigning world champion, running out of lane 7. Set, off they go. Very, very good start by Lyles. Rasheed Dwyer is there as well. Noah Lyles, fabulous transition into the straightaway. He looks good. Zarnel Hughes is running a big race as well. But Noah Lyles steps on the accelerator. The 2-time world champion is imperious, unstoppable, and unbeatable here. 19.68. Wow, that is a stunning performance. 1968. New world leading. What a way to lay down the gauntlet.
1967.
1967 by the 2-time world champion Noah Lyles. He came here to deliver, and he has delivered the goods in no uncertain terms with a stunning performance. 1967. What a way to bring the curtain down on the 5th staging of this meet. Hughes in 2nd. That's Zarnel Hughes taking 2nd. Excellent run by him as well. And Rasheed Dwyer back in 3rd. 2014 and 2095 for Hughes and Dwyer respectively.
Impressive is the world champion. You can see why he's won that gold medal 2 times and an Olympic bronze as well. Puts on a real show for the fans who stayed through the rain and the delays and came back and watched brilliant sprinting by him. Got the lane draw he wanted, wide to the outside, curve not quite as sharp, and came off the turn flying. Hughes putting a punch down the stretch, but the world champion, too much for everybody tonight at 19.67. Second look, there he is, just one in from the inside, goes past Carr, the Bahamian on the outside lane in a flash, and pulls Hughes with him through the curve. Then he turns into the straightaway. Seems to crouch down a little bit, but then when he gets sight of Hughes in the peripheral wing mirror, hits top gear and blows away to win in 19.67. Nice way to end the meet. Here's the isolation shot. Deep concentration, gets past Carr on the outside, keeps on going around the curve, straightens up now, tries to stay tall, and runs away from Hughes and everybody else in the 200 final. That's 1967. That's the fastest time at 200 in the entire world in 2023. Hughes, right inside to your picture, tall and strong, but Noah Lyles, not to be denied. He's the world champion, and this is why.
Former Olympic champion, just one of the big names in here. There's one or two new ones to kind of look out for. We'll point them out. Aaron Brown, very experienced Canadian on the outside. Was at the World Relays with DeGrasse. Lots of guys went there to help the teams qualify for the World Championships later this year. Those World Relays were in China. Kenny Bednarek, though, will be concentrating on Grand Slam, and why not? And he's been running quick, 19.84 in Miami in this event. Has won it both times. Can Hughes get on terms? He ran in Atlanta recently in a straight 200 meters where he ran 19.55 with a very slight following wind. That's his slight, just slightly over the limit. But that just shows where he's at the moment. DeGrasse will be trying to hang on to the two of them around that bend. He's in lane 5. Decent lane draw for him. The 21-year-old Jamaican, Brian Lavelle, only once under 20 seconds, but that's a great thing to do. His next best after that is 20.34, so he kind of wants to get more consistent in that low 20-second mark, the young Jamaican. On with Zarike, and is in lane 3. Mentioned this, tricky 3 inside lanes here. Ran the 100 in those games in Atlanta, got beat by Sambine, and everyone's been getting beat by Sambine this year. Christian Coleman, like you, Anson, saw him yesterday practicing at the start out of lane 2, just trying to get familiar with this. 100 meters, of course, by far his best event, but he's no slouch at 200 on his day. And then Christian Miller, 19-year-old, just a couple of weeks ago. He actually beat Christian Coleman in Tokyo in the Grand Prix just recently, over 100 meters, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes at the longer sprint here. He's not known as much at the 200. So Brown on the outside, Kenny's in 7, Hughes is in 6, DeGrasse is in 5. Anyone else going to get involved? What about Christian Coleman all the way in lane 2?
I'm thinking all Kenny right now, man. What's he going to do? And Zarnel, is he going to show that he's got something?
Might just have a breeze on the back of the athletes down the home straight. Could work for them.
Set.
There's a little twist from Hughes, but he got away, but Kenny's got away strongly as well. And in fact, Kenny Bednarek has taken a meter out of Zarnel Hughes around the top bend. Aaron Brown has had to watch him glide past him. Look at Coleman in lane 2. He has come to the races here. Can he maintain? No, no, no. Here goes Kenny, away and gone. Kenny wins it, 1993. Another great performance. It's just been taken to 1995. Daylight. In fact, almost a week between him and the rest. Never mind a day. It was
He said a week.
So far ahead of everybody.
1995 on this track is absolutely ridiculous, man. Like I said, I saw him do those turns yesterday effortlessly, making up the stagger on Aaron Brown within the first 20 or 30 meters, which is a testament to the speed around the turn, because Aaron Brown is actually a really good turn runner. So I know Hughes did what he could. You know, he saw him for the entire race, literally. Was behind him and saw him for the entire race. But did what he could. Kenny got in the straightaway and just, no one's going to catch him by that point.
To try and explain this, because Hughes is running very, very well, but he's half a second behind.
Lots of potential for Davidson. Told me he wants to get back to the World Juniors this year.
So many outstanding talents here in Jamaica in the boys sprints. Lavelle, of course, there's Nazir John. Spoke about him earlier, 20.79 in the World Under-20 semifinals in Nairobi last year. Didn't get through to the final. Did make the 100 final in Nairobi, finishing in 7th position. And hoping to deliver a medal for Grenada here. Their medal hopes would have been hit Grenada when Jamora Alves came down with illness and out of 3 field events where she would have been favored to medal. There's Jaden Reed of the Cayman Islands, trains here in Jamaica at Jamaica College.
20.91, man. I think this distance between all of those he does, 100, 200, 400, is his best. Tight inside lane. He's a tall boy, but if he can negotiate the curve, he can get one. Here's Brian Level, the favorite, undefeated at 200 this season.
And he hopes to keep it that way. His one defeat at 100 meters came at the hands of the CARIFTA champion now, DeAndre Daly. This race scheduled for 6:15. Just a minute away from that. The stadium announcer welcoming Kareem Street Thompson, still the long jump record holder. As we look at the lineup, Nazia John in lane number 8 representing Grenada, 20.79 personal best, second fastest in the field. There is Wanya Bell. We expected a British Virgin Islands athlete to be in this final, but we thought it would be Jalil Kroll. Bell has already finished 5th in the 100 final, now looks to improve over 200. Sandra Davison, anchorman on Jamaica's winning team last night, 20.90 personal best, 21.26 in qualifying. Sandra Davison, he's looking for an individual medal here to go with relay gold. There's the favorite, 20.53 personal best, consistently under 21 seconds, 21.01 in qualifying. Shaquille McKay, 21.38 this season, 21.33 at his best, 21.46 in qualifying, competitor 4.13. In lane number 3, the Bahamian, Zion Campbell, looking calm, unperturbed ahead of this final. The Bahamian in lane 3, competitor 48. Then in lane number 2, 20.91 personal best, Jaden Reed of the Cayman Islands, 4th in the 100 meters. Badly wants to take home a medal for his country. And on the inside, in lane number 1, Maskell Beckles of Barbados, slowest into the final at 21.73.
Level has looked the best in qualifying, balanced and easy. Has the fastest time in the semis, 21.01.
CARIFTA record, once the world under 20 record, 19.93. Usain Bolt, forget about it. Final of the under 20 boys 200 meters. Ready for battle.
Set.
Off this time. Nazia John flew out in lane number 8. Brian Lebel is also running a brilliant curve, as his teammate Sandra Davison. The Bahamian Campbell going well on the inside. Lebel in front. Davison chasing him. Jamaica win the 1-2. John gets bronze.
The 200 meters has always been the ultimate test of speed endurance, the perfect balance between explosive acceleration and controlled aggression on the curve. In recent seasons, 3 very different stages have shown how the event continues to evolve. Noah Lyles asserting dominance in Kingston, Jamaica's young talents rising at the CARIFTA Games, and Kenny Bednarek delivering clinical execution on the Grand Slam circuit. Together, these races tell a story not just about victories, but about generational shifts and contrasting sprint philosophies. At the Racers Grand Prix in Kingston, Noah Lyles reminded the world why he remains the benchmark in the half-lap. Running from lane 7, the reigning world champion looked composed from the blocks. His transition into the bend was smooth and efficient. No wasted motion, no visible strain. Zarnel Hughes tried to match his cadence, and experienced names like Rasheed Dwyer and Brendon Rodney stayed within striking distance early. But once Lyles exited the curve, the separation became obvious. His upright mechanics down the straight, paired with controlled relaxation, turned the final 80 meters into a statement. It wasn't just about winning, it was about command. Lyles doesn't panic in the 200m. He builds pressure step by step until the race belongs entirely to him. Meanwhile, at the CARIFTA Games, Jamaica showcased the next wave of sprinting firepower. Brian Lavelle and Sandre Davidson delivered a 1-2 finish that reinforced the island's sprinting depth. Lavelle, undefeated throughout the season, clocked 20.53 with remarkable smoothness. His curve running was disciplined. He didn't attack recklessly, but rather built speed progressively before striking decisively in the straight. Davidson, posting a lifetime best of 20.90, displayed raw acceleration and competitive hunger, particularly in his finishing drive. While Lyles represents polished mastery, Lavelle and Davidson represent explosive potential. Their performances weren't just fast, they carried symbolic weight, Jamaica signaling that its future in the 200m remained secure. Then came Kenny Bednarek on the Grand Slam stage. If Lyles wins with rhythm and Lavelle with smooth control, Bednarek wins with aggression. Clocking 19.95, he combined technical sharpness with visible intensity. From the gun, his stride frequency was high, and he attacked the curve with purpose. Veterans like Aaron Brown and even Olympic champion Andre DeGrasse could not match his mid-race surge. Bednarek's strength lies in maintaining velocity under fatigue. His final 60 meters rarely show breakdown. While Lyles often appears effortless, Bednarek looks powerful and forceful, imposing himself physically on the race. Comparing these three contexts reveals fascinating contrasts. Lyles represents established global dominance, a sprinter who understands pacing, championship racing, and psychological control. Bednarek embodies relentless pursuit, constantly refining and applying pressure in every race he enters. Lavelle and Davidson symbolize the developmental pipeline, athletes still sharpening their edges but already capable of threatening established names in the coming years. Technically, all three styles highlight different approaches to the 200m. Lyles emphasizes relaxation and transition efficiency. Bednarek focuses on power application and sustained drive. Lavelle shows classic Jamaican curve discipline, while Davidson relies on youthful explosiveness. The result is a 200m landscape that is far from predictable. What makes the comparison compelling is timing. Lyles and Bednarek are operating in their prime competitive window, while Lavelle and Davidson are ascending. The gap between experience and youth is shrinking. If the current trajectory continues, the next global championships could see these narratives collide directly. The 200 meters remains sprinting's chess match, a race won not just by speed, but by execution. Whether it's Lyles controlling Kingston, Jamaica's youngsters defending national pride, or Bednarek overpowering a stacked field, one truth is clear. The event is entering one of its most competitive eras in years.